Hey Tony, welcome back. I don't know where
Hey,
you're welcoming back from. Where were you?
outside your office like I usually am.
Right? Can you believe it though? It's kind of hard to believe we're already halfway through the year. I mean, June,
Almost.
really? This is
Yeah.
usually the point though that, people either feel like they're on track or they really start to realize they haven't really checked in on anything. So today our conversation, I just want to keep it simple. I really wanted to, talk to you and, folks about pausing for a moment and asking even you and myself, honestly, where am I really at right now? Not where I hoped to be or where you hope to be, not where you or I plan to be, but where we are today. And I think, June is a good time to stop and pause and do that.
Yeah, that's actually, such an important distinction because you can't adjust based on assumptions. You can only make good decisions on when you're clear on what your reality is first. A lot of people like to avoid doing this check-in, and honestly, it's understandable. Sometimes because life is busy, but more often if you stop and really think about it, you might find that something needs to change. And a lot of times that's uncomfortable for people. But the truth is, putting it off doesn't make it any better. It just delays the moment you eventually have to deal with it, right?
Yeah, right, right. And usually I think the longer somebody waits, I know myself, the bigger adjustment becomes. um, what could have been a small course in direction turns into something way more significant. So even just taking a few minutes, wow, I had a hard time speaking to a client earlier today, and now I'm having it again. Taking a few minutes is what I was trying to say. Now can absolutely save you a lot later.
Yeah, if
And
you're listening and thinking, okay, well, where do I even start? Keep it simple. I mean, don't try to review everything at once. Just pick one area. Could be your finances, your insurance coverage, your business planning, even personal goals like time, your health, your priorities. Then ask one honest question: is this working for me, or am I just letting it run?
yeah, I'm going to use myself as a personal example. Just recently, I got that bill for life insurance, and then I ended up talking to a client about it. Went, wait a second, what happens if something were to, God forbid, were to happen? Am I really prepared? And for the client, that answer was no. So that's why we're always here to help make people prepared, but it even helps me. So, and letting things run just happens more than, people think. Things can start out set up the right way, but over time they drift, life changes. I mean, look at myself. I mean, I got two kids in college now, so my life changed. Um, so if nothing is obviously wrong, obviously you could keep it, but if you look at where your life is at now, and where you intended it to be within like your, finances, insurance wise, are you where you should be? And just stopping and taking that moment really, really helps.
True, and I could tell you from my life. It might be a scary subject to take a look, but when you do, you have that clarity, and now you feel empowered that basically you could step forward and make adjustments. And most of the time, you're not in that bad as you actually thought. So I'm a big believer, and maybe it is this time of year that you should do this, but I'm a big believer in self assessment and looking to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like don't have to overhaul everything. That's where, people get overwhelmed. And like you were saying earlier, just start with one thing. Start with one focus. Don't wait to the end of the year. Don't wait for when the taxes come and your accountant says something. Do it now, because just small adjustments, small corrections can just keep you moving in that right direction and can actually also save you money in the long run. Just letting something run doesn't save you.
Exactly. And, any area you want coverage, finances, business decisions. Small adjustment today can be a much bigger issue down the road. And, sometimes the biggest wins is just clarity, knowing you're either on track or you're catching on to something early.
Yeah. So I guess our takeaway today, and I just realized with our background, we both have fire and it's June. You know, it is cold today. Yesterday and today have been a little colder. So, not only the takeaway of the fact that it should warm up in June, but it's simple. Just take that moment to check in. Ask yourself honestly, where am I really at right now? Don't judge it, just be clear about it. Because once you really have that clarity, you can actually make intentional decisions moving forward.
We probably shouldn't have used the same background. That might be something for the next one we think
Right?
about. And if you're not sure what you're seeing, or if you want a second set of eyes, that's where these conversations help. Sometimes a quick review can bring you a lot of clarity and confidence.
Yeah. So whatever it is, coverage, business, overall planning, this is just a reminder, for our clients as well as us. But for us, we love to talk about it. We love to ask you questions. It's why, Team Washwick is known for why do you need so much information? Because the more information you get us, the more we can give back and be a whole lot more accurate. So, no pressure, but we could walk through it, having those conversations, sit down and talk about it, and really make informed adjustments where they need to be. And I know for myself, I'm going to sit down and look at my lovely Excel spreadsheet that I had created years ago and put all of my accounts on there and choose one to at least take a look at and start today.
Sounds good. I always say that to my clients too. We're here um, to basically specialize and to get the right plan for you, and we can't do that without information. So 3 or 4 questions answered by our clients can basically help us put them where they want to be, instead of us just sitting here and going with a specific policy. So I agree.
Very true. Very true. Well, Tony, thanks for, bringing me in and on today to talk to you and showing us where we really are at today. I appreciate it. And I guess let's have it warm up. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you, Sharon. It was a pleasure. Talk to you soon.
All right.